What's up, everyone? Welcome in to episode number 50 of Around the Felt. Couldn't be a better occasion. What a wild weekend of football. And what a wild weekend for the wheel, Reagan. We hit George Kittle and Josh Reynolds.
Thanks to Mr. Shake and Bake himself, who has been cut from the podcast, but he's good for a good wheel spin.
Yeah, Jake and Kenny in the debut.
Mr. Pop-Tart in the debut.
Guys, I want to say this to all of you. At this point, if you're not taking the wheel every time, what the fuck are you doing? The wheel is up 101 units this year. We just did the math before this podcast. A $100 bettor is up $10.1 thousand taking the wheel. If you're not riding with the wheel, if you're not riding with Around the Felt, what the fuck are you doing?
See, I love that you used that quote. It was amazing when the late great Trock said that. So I'm glad you decided to include that. And yeah, guys, we are 4-6 in the playoffs, which is crazy to think about. That we're at a 40% hit rate right now, up 54 units. If you've been just taking it during this playoff run, like a $100 bettor would be up $5,400.
It's absurd.
Just during the playoffs.
It's absurd, man.
So, even $10.
Yeah,
would be a fucking rack. That's insane.
We got 3 more wheel spins left. Probably won't hit since we're hyping it up like crazy now.
That's Super Bowl wheel spin, man. We got something planned for you guys for the Super Bowl wheel spin. It's going to be phenomenal. Biggest one.
Guys, just pray that the Pro Bowl has it. I mean, think about it. Maybe 4 wheel spins. I don't know about you, but I'm praying that there's a Pro Bowl first touchdown score, right?
Any opportunity for the wheel, I'm down with it. I'm down with it.
You spinning that thing?
I'm spinning that thing. All right, Reagan, let's get to some news here.
Yeah.
Nick Sirianni is set to return as the Eagles' head coach. He has a press conference with Howie Roseman coming up on Wednesday. However, he did fire defensive coordinator Sean Desai. Reagan, your thoughts on Sirianni being back in Philadelphia?
I mean, it makes sense at the end of the day. Like, the dude's had him in the playoffs 3 years. They're coming off of a Super Bowl. Most teams, or Super Bowl loss, sorry. But who wouldn't take that? Like, I know where my franchise is at. Like, if you told me, like, we would make the playoffs, I'd be happy. So, a Super Bowl loss, like, I know Eagles fans are just, like, that fan base where they're very drastic either way. So, to me, I think it would be foolish to get rid of them. Like, they still went, 11-6?
Yes.
Yeah, 11-6. So, I said they give him one more year. If it's another thing where, like, their first-round exit or even miss, okay, then he's gone. But it would be crazy to me for them to fire him right now because I think this team's talented and I think he's talented. I think you just got to get the right coordinators in there.
Yeah, definitely poor coordinator play this season.
Yeah, I mean,
replacing 2 coordinators was difficult for them, so I like that the Eagles are going to give him another shot. It's similar to McCarthy for me. Like you fell short of expectations in the postseason, but you can't deny the regular season success and getting to that point and what they've done over the past 3 years. So I think it makes sense they have him back for another year. However, if the locker room falls apart like it did this year and they go into next year and they're struggling early, I wouldn't be surprised if they pulled the plug.
Mid-season, you think?
If they start next season like they ended this season, yes.
Yeah, I mean, I think they'll adjust. They're very good in the first half. Like, think about it. What are they? 20-2 in the first 11 games.
Yeah, I'm not saying it's likely. I'm just saying like
I'm gonna go on the side of they'll figure things out at least to start the year, and maybe they collapse again. But I would be very shocked if they have a slow start next year because historically with Sirianni, they're the best team to start out the season.
Yeah, absolutely.
Like during his tenure.
And Jeffrey Lurie put him in his place, made him come to him with a plan on how he's going to fix this and right the ship. Pressure's on for Sirianni. A little bit on the hot seat going into next year, which is crazy to say.
I kind of like his fire.
I hate Sirianni.
I mean,
he's such a dick.
But I mean, it's different.
As a Giants fan,
from a fan that has like no ill will towards the Eagles, I think it's funny. I think he's a funny guy, but I can see why Giants fans think he's a douche.
He's corny.
Yeah, for you, I can see why you guys think he's corny. I think it's funny, but it's also funny from an outsider perspective. I don't know if I'd want it as my coach, but I do like the energy. He does fit Philly well.
He does fit Philly well.
Like he just like. When I think of Philly, like he's just your typical Philly guy. Like to be honest,
the only thing funny for me is the meme of him crying his eyes out at the Super Bowl. So
I thought it was funny when he was yelling at the Kansas City fans, and then like it all fell apart after that.
It all fell apart. Got a little too cocky.
Yeah, whatever.
Deebo Samuel hurts his shoulder this past weekend. 50-50 shot to play on Sunday. Now it's well documented when San Francisco has their full arsenal, they do not lose. Very rarely. Now, when you start taking some of those pieces away, Reagan, are you worried about the Niners' chances this weekend if Deebo Samuel cannot go?
No. I still think they're much more talented than the Detroit team. I really do. Even with Detroit playing much better defensively, I don't think they've played an offense in the playoffs yet that is the caliber of the 49ers offense with or without Deebo. I mean, obviously with Deebo, it's even more of a plus, but even without Deebo, I mean, I'm still taking that offense over the Bucks, and I'm still taking that offense. Why am I blanking out? Who'd they kill in the first round? Oh, the Rams. Yeah,
they didn't kill the Rams. They beat them by 1 point.
No. I know. I'm saying my point is what I'm saying.
Hot take.
My point is, they haven't played an offense like that, and the Rams are a good offense, but they're no 49ers offense. So
yeah, it's the key matchup will obviously be how they do against Christian McCaffrey and slowing down that run game. Because Purdy didn't look spectacular, but it was also tough conditions.
Yeah.
So with playing, hopefully not in the rain, Purdy should play better. That play action should work more off McCaffrey, but no one's been able to stop McCaffrey all year. I saw a stat, he was like the first running back in like decades to lead the league in rushing from week 1 all the way on throughout the rest of the season.
Yeah.
Like,
I mean,
it's disgusting.
He had over 2,000 all-purpose yards this year.
And Detroit's better at stopping the run than they are the pass. So with no Debo, I do think it kind of hurts the Niners a little bit, but they're still 7-point favorites. So
yeah, I saw the line today. I was looking at it. It's been bet down to 6.5. So
already, huh?
I already kind of decided. I'll get into it later in the week, but I think I'm going on whatever side that hook falls on.
I hear you.
I want to be on the right side of that hook, so we'll see.
Speaking of Detroit, they signed Zach Ertz to the practice squad today. A little funny. I saw on Twitter, guys were like, "Wow, this is all-time ring chasing, like joining a team in the championship weekend."
But I mean, when you have one tight end that's healthy on the roster, because Brock Wright got hurt, the only healthy tight end right now is Sam Laporta, so it was more of a depth move. I mean, and also Sam Laporta's not even 100% himself.
No, he's not. So if Laporta goes down in the game,
he played 80%. Yeah, you'd have to put in a fullback or a running back or honestly a sixth lineman at that point. I guess. I don't know. So I think it's a smart move. I mean, he's got a ring already, and he knows how to win. I think he's good for the culture at that point. And at the end of the day, like, you want someone who's been there before if you're going to bring in the depth piece. And I think he actually could add some value to this offense.
Yeah, he's a smart player. He's a vet. They're not going to ask him to do too much in the receiving game. I would imagine
more of
a blocker. But
and Laporta is going to be. I'd imagine he'll be pushing like 90% of snaps because you can't.
Yeah.
I wouldn't imagine he'll be able to learn the playbook that quickly. So
Laporta's playing through a bone bruise in his knee, correct?
Yeah, dude. He's got like 5 pounds of metal protecting him.
I don't think he can make it.
A fucking big chunk of metal.
I don't think he can make it much worse with a bone bruise. It's just pain tolerance.
Yeah.
But a hit on that knee could really make it so that he can't walk the rest of the day. So
very true.
In more Lions news, Reagan, their center Frank Ragnow sprains his ankle and knee. However, Dan Campbell says he's going to play even if he's at 80%. He's not missing this opportunity.
Well, dude, he's a tough guy. I mean, we saw him get banged up, and then he comes back in and just pancakes Vita Vea and gets hurt on the play as well. But freaking manhandled Vita Vea, who's like
Vita Vea
might be the best run stopping.
Man.
Honestly, Vita Vea might be the best run stopping nose tackle in the league. I mean, he pancaked that dude. So I think he'll play, like you said, no matter what. I mean, we saw him play through the game, and I think Dan Campbell's really got these guys fired up and inspired.
Absolutely, man. I mean, hats off to Dan Campbell, what he's done in Detroit. Yeah, phenomenal. Man. And they're going to need Frank Ragnow against that fearsome Niners front. All right, guys, that wraps up the news. Drock, what do we got for questions today?
We got some good questions today. Starting off with Churf.
What up, Churf?
Is there any chance Josh Allen is disgruntled and looks to leave Buffalo? And if so, is a reunion with former OC Brian Dable in the cards? Josh Allen, I tweeted at you today. If you're losing in Buffalo, why not come lose in a shittier city like New York City as a Giant?
I saw this was tweeted by Wesley Steinberg. He's a meme account on the Giants.
That's where
it's a fake picture. Yeah,
that's where he said. That's what he sent in to the chat.
Yeah,
I didn't.
Yeah, it's a fake account. Now he's gotten some prominent analysts in the past. He got
me today.
You believed it?
Well, yeah, I did. He just sent it in, and I was like, yeah, you should submit that question on the show. I'm sure Colin will have a couple opinions on it.
Yes.
And then it turns out it's a dupe.
Yeah.
But, I mean, I didn't believe it was going to happen. I just said it's a good question to ask, like, will he leave?
Yeah. Well, okay, so we'll get into that.
Try to get out of there.
I have a story, too, because Luke sent that in our chat today, and everyone's like, yeah, I'd be pissed if that happened. I go, for those of you who aren't familiar with Wesley Steinberg's work, it's a fake account, but he did get Emmanuel Acho like 2 weeks ago about Caleb Williams. Like,
it looked real too,
saying,
like,
I'm not going to the draft because the Bears need to trade the pick, and it was Steinberg.
Bro, it got. I mean, it looks legit. I'm not a big Twitter guy. It definitely looks legit. So.
It does look legit. It's like an old man, Like you look, the account looks
too.
legit.
There we go. You got your rock too. Okay.
Yeah, the account looks legit. So, no, guys, Josh Allen is not going to leave Buffalo. I was actually saying yesterday, he's the perfect quarterback for the Bills, because you don't want to play in Buffalo in January and have to tackle a 6'5",
you're right. He is the perfect quarterback. Can't win.
250-pound quarterback. He's got the strongest arm in the league. The only thing is, like, you just can't Mahomes is a little better, and that little much better is all that they need, man. He just
You're
can't
saying
get
a
over
little
the
better?
hump. Can't get over the hump.
And
Can't
what
beat
Allen-
Kansas
I wouldn't
City.
say a little
Yeah,
better.
I
I'd
think
say a lot better.
Hey, both quarterbacks were phenomenal yesterday. Allen made
but
some
one guy,
sick throws.
one guy's got 2 rings
Yes.
already, and,
In what aspect
has
is
never
Mahomes-
not been in an AFC Championship.
I know.
as
6
a
years as
so
starter, 6 years.
I
in the
think a
AFC
little
Championship.
better is more
Hey,
like
I hear-
a lot of better.
I hear you, man. I
don't
hear you.
think. I think a little better is disrespectful to Mahomes.
Josh Allen's not leaving Buffalo.
I hope.
I- there's
I
a
hope he does. But
much-
I also would love to see him continue to come up short
There's
and see them suffer.
there's a much higher chance that Stephon Diggs wants out because the stretch that he
I
went
think
on
he's
at the
that-
end of
no.
the season was very bad, and he's been disgruntled in the past.
In fairness, it was bad, but it was within the offense. You know what I mean? They tried to establish their run game more, and I do think he's gone for sure because I saw he has like a $19 million cap hit. So I
They're
think
over the cap.
I think after that June 1st deadline, he will get shipped.
Yeah.
And I actually saw today a TikTok, so great source, but I saw like him going to the Panthers potentially because they have the cap space and also they are in dire need.
Wow, if Diggs
And
gets shipped to fucking Carolina,
I don't think he'd like it. I don't think he'd like
sending
it.
him there to
But
die.
that would be
I'm looking
that would be huge for Bryce Young's development
it would
until shit hits
You
the fan
thought he
week
was
10.
a diva in Buffalo.
Yeah, yeah, but he's gonna command a freaking wild target share out there.
He absolutely would. I don't know, man. I don't see Josh Allen leaving Buffalo, but
Diggs,
there will
I-
be change because Josh Allen's big contract kicks in this year. the cap
definitely
hit.
say there's a better chance he's gone than there next year.
All right, let's hop to Austin.
Austin.
My man, Austin Bear in the flesh.
Will Tyler Ass, be
Oh.
on the Bills
Oh.
next season?
I mean, yeah,
Yeah,
they're
they
not gonna-
they extended him before the season. They're not going to cut him for missing one kick. But
Austin-
I did see.
Wait, let me be frank here. I'm looking right at the camera. Austin, you sound like a clown, dude. Like, what? He's one of the best kickers in the league, dude. Like, he's human at the end of the day. Like, have some sympathy. You're gonna call him ass? Like,
You sound like Ninja.
That was Drock.
How can these
kick?
kickers just
I'm sorry, Austin.
miss
I didn't
kicks?
realize our disrespectful questionnaire over there. You call him ass?
Drock called him ass.
All right, sorry,
Well, I
Austin.
saw a photo of him and like they took the B out and it was just
Yeah, no, I mean,
Ass.
I don't
Barstool,
think they're
yeah.
going to cut ties with them. I mean, we want to talk about a kicker that should be gone, Carlson, but that's another story.
Anders, not the
Yeah,
other one.
Anders,
I was
yeah,
gonna say, Daniel
not
Carlson.
not Daniel.
Yeah.
Daniel's
He's
a
good.
stud. He was an
He's
All-Pro.
good on my
I
roster.
did
2 years
see.
ago.
I did see on Twitter because they announced the contract extension in the offseason, and this like Steelers page commented, "All this to lose to Mahomes," shaking my head, and then like flaming hot takes reposted it because it's like 8 months later, and then he missed the kick to lose to Mahomes.
What? Drop,
So
hop
funny.
on the Instagram and just start commenting shit like that so we can get on one of those
Yeah.
pages.
All right. Does Mike Evans stay on the Bucs next season?
I think so, yeah. Baker came out and said I saw that he wants to return and he wants Mike Evans to return as well, so I definitely think they're both going to stay.
Yeah, I mean the Bucks have a lot of key free agents this offseason, but Baker wants to be back. Evans says he wants to retire a Buck. He's a franchise
Yeah.
legend.
And he's got the
Like,
ring, too.
and-
He's got the ring. That's
yeah,
a big
and he's got a
factor.
ring, and you
So-
just got to the divisional round and played the Lions really tough.
And had honestly one of the best years of his career.
Yeah,
Like
he
had
did.
one- he
Phenomenal.
didn't show any signs of
Phenomenal
regression.
season
All pro this year.
with Baker Mayfield, man. So
Yeah.
I think they'll both be back in Tampa Bay. How the Bucks don't do that is beyond me.
Which team has the best remaining defense going into the weekend?
The Chiefs do
Baltimore.
statistically, but I think Baltimore is playing better. Yeah, Baltimore is just on a different level. Also, San Francisco. I mean, jeez, man. Like
Yeah, I was gonna
those
say
three units are definitely.
And the Lions have been playing good as
In
of
the
recent.
top
but
5 to
they're
7,
not. They're
yeah.
not close to their level, but they have
Yeah.
been playing good.
Yeah, I mean,
they're not in the same
they're all
conversation.
great defenses, man. Besides Detroit,
And that's why I can't see Detroit winning the title. It's just their defense is not nearly the level of the other three.
and the other three also have not the Chiefs as much. Detroit has better offense than Kansas City, but Baltimore
But they have
and
Patrick Mahomes,
Yes,
so
yes,
it
but they have
evens out.
Patrick Mahomes. Yeah,
It evens out. They
But
might be better
San-
on paper,
yeah.
but I still trust Mahomes more
Yeah,
than
but
Goff.
San Francisco and Baltimore have phenomenal offenses too. Like they're more well-rounded teams than Detroit, but Detroit's got that swagger with them right now.
Look at that swagger.
Like
All
Goff
right,
with the glasses.
let's go to Jared.
What up, Jared?
Jared Tong, that is.
Oh!
Whoa!
What?
He is asking a general question. Do you guys think Belichick would be a good fit with Atlanta? And if he does go to Atlanta, what do you think they do with the quarterback position?
I think he would be a good fit there because they already have a pretty good defense and the offense is already pretty talented. At quarterback, I would imagine that they will try to get someone in free agency, but I still think they draft someone and then they try to get someone in free agency to be like that bridge quarterback. But yeah, I could see them definitely being a team that maybe goes Penix or actually trades up for one of the big three. Probably not Williams, but May or Daniels.
Yeah, I don't think they're gonna be able to trade up from 8 to top 3 because I do
No,
think
they have a lot of blue chip players they could part ways with.
Yes, but I think those top 3 teams are going to all stay put and take the top 3 quarterbacks and not want to move. At the end
I don't
of the
know.
day.
I'm not sold on the Patriots doing that.
Okay,
Because
well,
I'm just saying they have a
you
lot.
think they're going to roll with Mac Jones again next year?
No, I'm just saying I think they have a lot of holes to fill. So I think
Yeah,
they
and the
go-
most important
I
hole
think-
to fill is quarterback.
I know, but
How do they not go?
My whole point is, and I was talking to a very trustworthy Patriots fan, and he said he also wants them to go best player available because he thinks they have a lot of holes to fill, and he'll have a similar. Whoever they end up drafting is going to be in a similar situation to Bryce Young, where he's not going to have a lot of success because the talent's not around there. So he'd rather see them be bad for a couple years and really build up the team before going quarterback.
I think you only go that route if you're not sold on that QB3, whether it's going to be
Which they
Daniels
might not
or
be.
May. Yeah, that's
They might
the
not be,
thing.
is
Like
my
it depends
point.
on their draft board, but I think
you say whether it might be Daniels or May. So you think there's a chance Daniels goes before May?
I think there's a chance. I wouldn't say it's likely. I say it's more likely May
Like
goes
Isaiah?
too, but that's my boy Isaiah likely. But I say it's more likely that May goes to than Daniels, but it's not out of the realm that Daniels goes to. I think Patriots are going to go quarterback. Now with Atlanta, like they're the only team in the league right now that's showing legitimate interest in Bill Belichick, which is weird. He's coming in for a second interview, but so is Harbaugh, and they're also interviewing Vrabel. So
Well, they're interviewing. Yeah, you gotta do due diligence.
they're going big fish hunting, but not every
And they
team
should,
is doing that.
and they should.
Now, I think because they want to bring in Belichick, if Belichick were to be in Atlanta, I think they'd go the veteran route, and I think they're going to try to pry Kirk Cousins away from Minnesota.
Yeah, I mean that's definitely an option too. I just don't know if they'll get him.
All right, let's hop to the next Jared. The less relevant Jared.
What up, Cramp?
What's up?
He's got a
later,
general,
Jared.
He's got a general question for us. Are the Bills just them cold Cowboys?
Them cold Cowboys, the frauds, can't get it done.
It is honestly. It is a good point you make because
He definitely saw
They
that on
are,
Twitter. He didn't
like-
make that up himself.
Well, he said them,
He's
but
not
I'm
that
assuming he
creative.
said them.
it is
so.
funny because they're not as big of a market as Dallas, so they aren't shown in the same light. But they've only been to one AFC Championship in the past 20 years, so. Like they've choked a lot with, or I don't know, not every year. I wouldn't consider this year choking, but you would have liked to see them get it done one of these years.
The choke was the 13 seconds against the Chiefs.
Yeah,
That's
because-
a choke.
But
This
my whole
year's
thing
not
is,
a choke.
my whole thing is, they kind of are in a similar mindset of the Cowboys because they haven't even won a Super Bowl since they haven't been relevant. I mean, since the '90s up until they got Josh Allen. So from the '90s to getting Josh Allen, they were a terrible franchise. Then they get Josh Allen, and they haven't done anything yet. Like one AFC Championship, like. To put it in terms, the Jets have made more AFC championships than the Bills. And the Jets have even made the playoffs in 15 years, and we've made more AFC championships in the past 20 years. We haven't made the playoffs in almost 15 years.
Yeah, that's
So
crazy.
that just tells you how much the Bills, I guess, could quote-unquote say choked. And I think if they were a bigger market, they would be put in the same conversation as the Cowboys.
Damn, that caffeine drink. This kid some
Yeah,
knowledge
my
tonight.
boy's on one tonight, baby.
I got a G Fuel before the gym.
Whoa, not sponsored. Not sponsored.
Not hashtag not a sponsor. The first one I looked at 160 milligrams of caffeine. Then I saw a different flavor. I'm like, that's good. Then I'm benching. I'm like, why am I shaking so freaking much?
Yeah, my boy benches.
bench.
And
Oh,
that,
bench.
and that might be because like 125 was way too much weight, or I mean 115. And then and I look at the can. I'm like, oh, it was 300 milligrams. So I was like taking 2 of them. And
My boy's shaking over
I'm
here.
a little wired up right now.
So I'll say to that, the only key difference I see between Dallas and Buffalo is Dallas chokes to someone new every year, whereas Buffalo just can't beat Kansas City, where it almost reminds me more of like earlier career Peyton Manning, where his teams were always legit, but every time he met Tom Brady, he'd lose in the playoffs.
Yeah,
So I
fair
think
enough,
it's
yeah.
kind of more similar to that than to the Cowboys in particular, but I do get it. Like, dominant team in the regular season every year, and they do fall short. They just can't get to the Super Bowl.
I would definitely call them the AFC Cowboys, though. I would agree with that because the Bengals have even gotten to the Super Bowl,
Yeah.
and I guess
They are the most comparable to the Cowboys.
I mean I
In
guess
the AFC in
the
recent memory.
Ravens you could maybe say too because they haven't gotten it done. But if
But
they
the
get it done
Ravens
this
have
year,
also had injuries to Lamar Jackson
Yeah, so
2
there's a
years in a
little bit of
row
an
in the
asterisk
playoffs.
on it,
So
yeah.
it's a little different.
I saw a comparison between it was the Chiefs as the Astros, the Yankees, and the Bills.
Yeah.
Yay.
The past couple of years.
Yeah, that's
Kind of makes
that's
sense.
no, it makes a lot of sense when you actually look at the numbers.
except the Chiefs don't cheat.
Yeah.
Yeah, there you go.
Suck it, Astros.
All right,
So we
Jared's
know.
got a fantasy question for us. Do you think the Texans will bring in a Jacobs, a Henry, or a Saquon?
They have the cap space. They can bring an elite running
I
back.
don't think they need to be honest. Like, Singletary to me has been good this year. Like, I don't know if they necessarily need to go splurge and do it. If they have the cap space, so it wouldn't be a bad idea. But I don't think they need to. Like, I think they can address other issues first. and if there's still one of those guys in the market that are out there and they can get them at a discount. But I definitely don't think they need to do that.
See, I saw this from Daniel Jeremiah today, and it was more so talking about the draft because a lot of people were shitting on the Lions for taking Gibbs and taking a running back, and his thought process was, if you are good, if you have the quarterback in place and you're good in the trenches, you can take a running back. You could pay a running back. If you have a quarterback on a rookie deal, you have both lines built up, and like that star rookie quarterback, or in this rookie contract quarterback, then
Which
you
they
can pay
do.
a running back. Then it.
And then who were the running backs? You said Jacob, Saquon, and who was the third?
Henry.
Yeah, it's
Henry
interesting.
says
Who
he
would
wants
they
to go
pay?
somewhere to win a Super Bowl.
And I'd say that there's a chance. I mean, they definitely they made the playoffs this year, the divisional round, so definitely looks like a popular spot with all that cap space too. And D'Amico Ryans is legit.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean Houston.
That'd be
does,
an interesting one.
Houston does have pieces everywhere. I mean, that offensive line is really good. Stroud stepped in of all the rookies. He had the best offensive line. That's a fact. The defense. I mean, with Will Anderson at the edge, he's been playing phenomenal. Christian Harris at linebacker, Stingley at corner. You have pieces everywhere. They do have a good amount of draft capital. I don't know. I'd lean more towards taking a running back in the draft.
Yeah, but there's not I don't know if anyone's better than what they have right now.
Yeah, but you could. But Singletary's a journeyman. Damian
but,
Pierce didn't pan out. You could take a
yeah.
developmental guy and try to hit in the mid rounds. But if they want to, they can fucking pay a running back. They have the option.
I guess it really comes down to what kind of style you want to do. Because if you go Derrick Henry, it's more ground and pound versus Saquon. You could use him more as a receiver as well. So it really depends on what kind of offense they want to run.
Also, you can pay one of those running backs to a 3-year deal with guarantees in the first 2 years.
How about
when
two
you
of
have,
them?
When you
How
have
about two of them?
When you have so much, when you have so much cap space, because you're not gonna have to pay C.J. Stroud for 5 years, dude. You're fine.
Yeah.
You're fine. They can do it.
All right, now we got a betting question. My favorite question of the night.
Oh, yeah.
Did DeMar Hamlin blow his comeback player of the year because of that fake punt?
Yeah, I'd say so. He didn't pick up the first down. They lost the game.
Yeah, exactly.
Nah,
I don't want to get controversial here. I think the fact that the man died and came back to play football again has it as a lock. I don't think a fake punt that it wasn't on him, dude. They didn't block. It wasn't blocked well. That was just a ballsy call by McDermott.
well, okay, you woke libtard. I mean, I don't know how. Honestly, I don't know how Flacco doesn't get it. I mean, the dude's like,
What do you mean?
fucking on fire.
In a normal year, it'd be Flacco versus Baker, and you could pick your poison.
No, I
This man died. Come
Last
on.
year.
This man died
yeah, but
on
he
the
didn't-
field.
He didn't play it all this year, really.
Well, no, the time
He
played,
died.
he lost some that game because of the 12 men on the field.
Yeah, bro.
That's the only things he's contributed this season.
Hey,
just
I didn't say he, he
you're not gonna
played
get,
well.
bro. You're not gonna get laid by saying he's gonna win.
That's nothing to do with the argument, man. I mean,
No, I mean honestly,
You think Joe Flacco's got to come
yeah,
back
I lean
early?
yeah, but
Flacco.
you just you just have a crush on the
He's
Browns,
got a
dude.
crush on the Browns.
Joe's so good. He's my man.
He's my man.
All right, let's hop off of that question. Now we got a question from Caleb. Is there any way to slow down Lamar's run game? And if so, do you think the Chiefs will be able to do it?
Yeah, I mean, I definitely think there's a way to do it. I mean, it's not easy because
No,
I mean, he's
I don't really
very,
think anyone's figured it out yet.
It's very shifty and stuff. I mean, if there's one team I have confidence in to have a good game plan, it would be the Chiefs, just because they know how to win playoff football games and they usually have pretty good game plans. But I mean, Lamar's on another level this year, a level that we didn't even see in his first MVP. So I think it'll be tough, but I think they'll figure it out. I do.
How many rush yards did Kansas City just let up to Buffalo? I think it was 180 rushing yards.
To what, Allen? Because he was
No,
just talking
to Buffalo as a
Yeah, but
whole.
he was
I think
a-
it was 180. I
Yeah.
think Allen had 65.
Yeah, no. I mean, it's going to be hard. But
Yeah.
I think with Lamar, you're more willing. You'd rather him beat you with his arm than with his legs. Versus
Absolutely.
Allen, it's a little
Absolutely.
bit different where you'd rather him let you beat you with his legs and throw on you all day and let him heat up. So
Yeah.
I think it goes into it.
I don't know if we talked about this, but the Titans just hired their new head coach.
No way.
Who'd they get?
Ryan Callahan, the offensive coordinator from the Bengals.
Wow. Interesting. I didn't see that one coming.
Back to the news.
Brian Callahan,
Hit the
OC
breaking
for
news drop.
Cincinnati.
Bum, bum, bum.
Dun-dun-dun, dun-dun-dun.
Well, that's Sports Center, so we don't like to rip him
Yeah,
off. Try again.
We don't fuck with that.
Try again.
Oh, there it is. Breaking news. Ding.
Breaking news.
Wait, do that again. I want to hear Trox.
Nah,
No.
Good.
That was good.
nah. It's,
You were like,
Breaking news.
nah,
You know when you make any noise on the pod,
pod,
Reagan's gonna call you out.
Shake and bake like you did with Slam.
what are we gonna do? We're gonna shake and bake.
Shake
All right,
that
now to
stadium
our last
faster.
question.
I don't know. Jake, 2 wheel spins, Jock 0. I don't know. I think we made the wrong decision.
We have a segment or punishment idea from a cast member.
All right, you want to say it then?
No, it's pretty good.
Is it
wanna-
Joe?
Yeah,
Is it
actually-
Joe?
I love this.
It's a good one.
Loser has to ski down a double black diamond. That is actually.
I've never skied in my life.
That is
I
the
also
point.
have never
You're
That's
gonna
why
be
both of you guys have never done it.
You're gonna be going down like this, and we'll just film it the whole
Yeah.
time.
Yeah, until
Yeah,
I
but-
snap my leg. Like,
No, you'll just be sliding.
You'll just
down
be
it.
sliding down on your ass.
all right, so that
I mean,
I have
honestly,
no skin on
can't-
my ass.
Can't we do the beginner one? I'm going to fall regardless.
Double
No,
black.
the double black is what makes it fun.
That's got to be
The
a
most
season-long
I've done
one. That's a good one.
snowboarding wise has been on a fucking sled in my backyard, man. I have never done anything like that.
We're doing it.
I do have some
That's
tubing
what's
experience, so
perfect.
I think I'll adjust.
Wait,
I've
wait.
tubed once or
I like
twice.
that, or you have to tube down a
He
double
would
black.
no, he would
guy.
die.
I don't think you can
Literally
legally
die.
bring
Yeah.
a tube up there.
Yeah, until I go
No, we're
head
not.
first into a fucking tree.
Yeah,
you
they're
would
not
die.
gonna
You
let
would
us bring a
literally
tube up.
die
All
if
right,
you
so
did that.
that's a punishment for next week.
Does it have to be skis? Because like
It's
I don't
confirmed.
want.
You can do
skis-
snowboard.
Yeah, because I feel
Two
like
versus
snowboard's
three.
easier to get.
I can
versus-
teach you.
2 versus 3.
You can try. I don't think it's gonna matter. You could give me all the tips. I'm still falling a lot, but I'd rather snowboard just because I feel like who does anyone
I think
have skis? You
skis
have
are-
skis?
Yeah, I mean they're cheap to get.
Yeah, you'll be
It's
fine.
30
It's,
bucks
it's
for
like
the
a
day.
it's a cheap.
Oh, you can rent them.
Yeah, it's 30 bucks.
Yeah,
What
but
about
okay,
when you
I go
break
down
them?
once and I snap my ankle. I don't want to do it anymore. And then what do I
You
do?
won't snap your
Yeah,
ankle.
just pick the right spread.
Yeah.
Wow. I mean, honestly, the odds are in my favor.
All right, that's all the questions we got today.
You could go down like a green, get the hang of it, and then you go down the black.
You're doing it. That's the punishment.
Yeah.
It's confirmed.
Fuck.
Let's go.
And the next
Let's do
part
it.
of the pod,
That'll be a great video too.
Yeah, we'll talk about it. We'll talk
No,
about it.
I mean, fuck it. I'm a man. I'm a grown ass
Let's
man.
do it.
I'll
Yeah.
do it. I don't care.
I
Whatever.
think that's better than getting hit with lacrosse balls.
I don't know.
Well, he hasn't even got hit yet, and that was like 6 weeks ago.
You know, it's hard to schedule.
Also, we're
things.
still waiting
The
on
weather's been.
day in the life. We're waiting on.
No, day in the life's finished. I just have to edit it.
You did it?
Mm-hmm.
I love that.
All right,
Hey,
guys.
don't snort at me.
We're gonna take a quick break.
Yeah,
When we
that's
get back, we're gonna break down the divisional round games.
Oh, hey, didn't see you guys there. Don't mind me. I'm just using Worst Manhattan's Store Finder tool to find a location near me. Here I am. The Store Finder tool told me, Calathon, and now I'm here. So let's go get a bottle of Worst Manhattan's. Let's go, come on. Excuse me, miss. Can you show us where the Worst Manhattan's is?
It's on the back wall by the mixers.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
Oh, Reagan, I found it right here on the back wall. Wow, all thanks to the Store Finder tool on the Worst Manhattan's website.
The best.
The best. All right, guys, welcome back in. I would first like to start off with saying, big week for me, not so big week for Colin. Normally he's giddy, just very giddy to get into the records. This week I'd imagine he would not be. I believe I went 4-0 against the spread, and you went...
I won 4.
I went 4.
I won 4. Yeah, you went 3-1 money line. I went 2-2. Not.
Yeah.
You know, we've totally flip flopped from the wild card weekend when I went 5-1.
I went 3-3 against the Spurs. So I didn't
Yeah.
do terrible. No 1-4. I mean, hey, you're still beating me on the year, but hell of a comeback for me. 7-3 in this playoffs. Me and the wheel are on fire. Honestly, you're still doing good. 5-5 against the spread. You know.
Yeah, you know,
It's only a
it's
slight
not
loss.
it's not too good. I honestly am just kicking myself for taking Buffalo. I was confident in the rest of them. Buffalo,
I
I was
mean,
not.
all
I was
right,
kicking myself.
all right.
I had
You had
Buffalo in the Super Bowl, but I didn't like.
If
that
you
they
if
threw
you
the-
tried to
I don't
switch,
know.
I wouldn't
didn't
let
like
you.
it.
You can't switch.
Yeah,
when
I
you
didn't.
have an
I
active
didn't
bracket.
switch. I didn't, but I was.
And I
nervous
wouldn't have
as
let
shit.
you.
I
And
like
I
the
wouldn't have
Chiefs.
let you. So
Yeah.
there you go. I
You
wouldn't
got a
have let
free
you.
pass to switch because your first bracket was so bad, but
I mean,
it's
at
fine.
least my second bracket.
First
well,
bracket.
Yeah. What? Yeah, the Packers just lost. Okay, pal. But don't you just be ready for bracket number 3, baby? Nah, I mean, honestly though, the Packers didn't look bad. But let's get into the first.
Yeah,
game
you
first.
said the Packers. All
I
right,
mean, like,
let's talk
we'll get
about
into that. But like,
let's talk
you're
about
laughing as if they didn't play a good game. But
let's talk about Houston, Baltimore first. Ravens 34-10, a beatdown. It was tied 10-10 at half, and then Baltimore just pulled away behind Lamar Jackson, 16-22 for a $152, 2 passing touchdowns. Also added 11 carries for 100 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. Only had
MVP
5
for a reason, I
touchdowns in the
guess.
regular season on the ground. Had 2 today.
MVP for a reason.
Zay Flowers, leading receiver, 4 for 41. It was pretty spread out. My boy Isaiah Likely scored. Nelson Aguilar scored. For Houston, Stroud, 19 of 33 for 175. Not his best performance against an elite defense. Run game did not get going as a team. They were 14 for 38. 2.7 yards per carry.
Wow.
Nico Collins, 5 for 68. Singletary, 5 for 48. Dalton Schultz, 5 for 43. Reagan, what was your reaction when Baltimore pulled away in the second half?
I mean, I wasn't surprised. I kind of expected this. I thought Stroud would struggle in this game just because at the end of the day, he is a rookie. He is going on the road. It's not in Houston with that warm weather. It's a totally different environment, and Baltimore's a tough place to play. So I was not surprised. I honestly thought Baltimore would pull away earlier. I didn't think it would take them until the second half to really wake up. But, yeah, I'm not shocked. I mean, Baltimore was a better team. We've seen them dominate pretty much everybody all year outside of a couple dud games. And even in the dud games, they were still close games. So, yeah, not shocked at all. And I expect this Baltimore Chiefs game to be very, very
Should
interesting.
be. Hopefully, it's an all-time type of game. I mentioned earlier the rushing that Buffalo had on Kansas City. Baltimore ran for 229 yards as a team in this game.
Yeah, I mean,
Oh my
they
goodness!
can run the ball down your throat.
Oh my goodness! Lamar didn't even have to do much through the air.
No.
Very impressive from Lamar, and he's in his first AFC
And
Championship
honestly,
game.
a very impressive defensive performance from the Ravens, too. I mean, C.J. Stroud had been balling in the whole
Yeah,
game.
he was
10
slanging
points.
that thing, and they limited
Yeah.
him,
And
even
Nico
without Marlon
Collins, too,
Humphrey,
not
which
much.
is crazy.
Yeah.
Next, the Niners barely survive against the Green Bay Packers. The Packers that Reagan picked in his 2.0 bracket to win it all.
Yep. You know what? I did say in the clip I knew they would cover. I thought that line was disrespectful, and honestly, it was. I mean, the Packers were in control most of this game, honestly. Like, came down to the end.
They're up 21-14 going into the fourth quarter.
Yeah, and I mean, it doesn't help that Anders Carlson doesn't make the kick. Granted, I don't like to blame the kicker, and I'll get in that with Bass later on as well. Like, it's not one play that decides the game, but if you make that kick, the whole entire outcome's different because then Jordan Love doesn't have to go down and score points. He just has to. They play more of a conservative effort, and maybe they rely more on the run game, which Aaron Jones, I believe he did go for over 100 again, correct?
Yeah, Aaron Jones, 18 for 108, Reagan.
Shocker. I mean, who called that? Should have made it my parlay.
He had a 53-yard run, which was very crucial.
Yeah, no, I mean,
to that.
Jones had a hell of a game. I mean, the 5-game stretch he was on, it sucks we don't get to see it go to 6, but I mean, he was on a hell of a streak going into this game, and he continued. He dominated, but didn't matter. 49ers got it done, and I mean, I believe this is the first win under Kyle Shanahan when the team was trailing in the fourth quarter.
Yeah, I think, what's the
They're
record?
1-30 now.
They're 1-30.
Which is, sucks because, I had the Packers to win
Hey,
the Super Bowl.
Brock
One
Purdy-
time Kyle Shanahan wants to break it. It happens.
Brock Purdy did not play phenomenal in this game. 23 of 39 for 252 and a touchdown. Obviously, the weather conditions played a factor. Was
Yeah.
missing Deebo Samuel. But hey,
You got it
come
done.
from behind win. They got it done. They survived. That's what I've been begging to see from Brock Purdy. Can he do it? And this was the first time that he was able to successfully do it.
Yeah.
So, for the Niners, that's got to be something you're confident in going forward in the playoffs. McCaffrey, 17 for 98 and 2 touchdowns.
Yeah.
Kittle, 4 for 81 and a touchdown.
And a wheel hit.
Cashing the wheel.
Yeah, that
Jennings,
Kittle
5 for
bomb
61.
that was a bomb to Kittle, too. That,
Yeah,
it
32
was like-
yards.
the best part about it is he wasn't even in the shot, and you're like, oh, fuck.
Yeah.
I'm like, there's no way that's Kittle in my mind because it's like a bomb. Like, you really think the tight end's going to be down there? I'm like,
Yeah.
Yeah, we were all
going
pumped
wild.
up. Jordan Love, 21 of 34 for 194, 2 touchdowns and 2 interceptions.
yeah. I
Oh.
mean, I still think he's the real deal, though, Love. Like, he's going to get a big contract. And then Green Bay has an interesting question going into this offseason because the defense has been playing at a much better level the past 2 games as well as the season finale against the Bears. So does Joe Barry keep his job? I think no, but it definitely makes a tough decision now because that was a big thing. Like, coming before the playoffs and even that last game, everyone was like, he's gone for sure. And now it's like, well, the defense has been playing pretty good football. So.
Yeah, it was weird. They started to click in the
Yeah,
last
that's
couple
what I'm
weeks
saying.
after
So
being brutal for a stretch.
And it does help getting Jair Alexander back, getting a good corner always helps.
Absolutely,
All pro
man.
right there, so that never hurts. But
Both INTs for San Francisco by Dre Greenlaw.
yeah, he wanted that game. I think he wanted that pick 6 bad.
Yeah, Dre Greenlaw is a great linebacker, but it's crazy to think he's not better than Nick Bosa. He's not better than Fred Warner. He's probably not better than Javon Kinlaw. Maybe same kind of stratosphere.
Yeah, it's a stacked defense.
Yeah, it's a stacked.
Not a bad problem to
defense.
have.
My
Not a
Super
bad
Bowl
problem
champ
to have.
still alive. They
Congratulations,
survived.
Chalk.
They survived. Tampa Bay, Detroit. Oh, this one broke my heart, man.
Why?
Because I really wanted Baker to get it done. 31-23, Detroit beats
You
Tampa
should be
Bay.
happy. If anything, it's just that much sooner it'll be in Nashville.
It was a tie game going to the fourth quarter. Detroit pulls away. Jared Goff, 30 of 43 for 287, 2 touchdowns. Gibbs, 9 for 74 and a touchdown.
Dude,
Montgomery,
Gibbs
10 for
looked
33.
electric.
That 31-yard touchdown run that he had was stupid.
Dude,
Like,
he's so fast.
there's
That's
not-
what I'm saying. When we were talking about like him versus Bijan, like I know the Lions have a much better offensive line, but Gibbs looks like a whole nother level compared to Bijan. And granted, I'll give Bijan time, like the play calling's going to change, but Gibbs just he fits the part. Like, I see why they took him so early. He's like
he's
whole
electric.
nother speed.
There's not many backs in the league that
He's
can
got that
square up.
rookie wheels still.
Yeah,
He
he has those young buck
I'm not
legs.
gonna lie, he is scary. Like,
Yeah.
every time he touches the ball, he looks like he's gonna break it away for a big touchdown.
People are starting to say the only running back that played better than Gibbs down the stretch, like the back half of the season, was McCaffrey. Like,
Really?
People,
I don't know.
people
Brees-
were
I think
saying
Brees
that.
played better than
Brees
him
did
down.
as well as
Just-
it's
But granted,
questionable. But
McCaffrey and Brees get a much bigger volume than him, so you never know. He could have
that's
had,
true because Montgomery gets half the touches.
So
I mean-
and Craig Reynolds apparently gets the goal line touches.
Yeah, what was up with that?
Dan Campbell's has got a sack on him. I mean, holy crap! Like South Park balls in the microwave level sack. I mean, to call on fourth down to put in your third string running back and hand it off to him after. First off, I didn't even understand why they decided to pass it twice on the goal line at the one. Like that didn't
Getting
make
too
any sense.
cute, man. It's like what the
Getting way
Chiefs
too
did.
cute.
Getting too cute.
And
Giving
then
the
they're
ball
like,
to
oh,
Mecole.
we'll throw in Craig Reynolds and hand him the ball off, and he'll punch it in. So, I mean, Dan Campbell, he's got a sack on him.
That was his only carry on the day, Reagan.
Sometimes that's all you need.
Yeah, that touchdown that Gibbs had, like when he squared up on the safety and just outran him, that was stupid. Oh, look, it's right. It's literally right here as I'm looking at the screen. That's fucking
Yeah,
nuts.
great.
Amon
you
Ra.
want to tell the viewers, like explain it to them?
Oh man, that was stupid.
I
I'm
know, that
appreciating
was
that
dumb.
run. That was
Okay,
disgusting.
all right.
Amon Ra 8 for 77 and a touchdown. Josh Reynolds cashing the wheel. Touchdown.
Holy crap. Shake and bake. For those of you guys, I did not want to cut him the Kid Prince money for this podcast. That was not my decision. I mean, come on now. He's up 40. What is he up? 25 units? Or maybe next year, I think we'll just bring him on to only spin for Lions games because he's only hit when the Lions play.
Yeah, that's true, man.
So I
That's
guess
funny.
Shake and Bake segment will be when the Lions are playing on primetime, he's spinning the wheel.
Baker Mayfield 26 of 41 for 349, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions. The first pick though, Evans got to come down with that ball. That was tough early on in the game.
Yeah, or at least bat it down. I mean, it was high,
Yeah.
but like you can't be doing that. And then of course, C.J. Gardner-Johnson picked it off, which
Of course.
fits so funny.
Yeah.
It was funny. him
Biggest
calling-
trash talker in the
I
league.
was loving seeing him call out Baker after the game, and now he's calling out Debo already. So he's got to back it up now, though. But
Yeah,
still.
he's got a loud mouth, that's for sure. Rashad White 9 for 55 on the ground. Mike Evans, man, 8 for 147 and a touchdown.
could have been like he could have had 200. I mean,
Yeah, he had
drops,
12 targets.
drops.
Yeah,
He had a couple
was,
bad
it was
drops.
tough. Every time they threw it to him, I didn't know if it was going to be a monster play or he was going to
He
drop
did
the
have
ball.
some sick
But
catches, but he had some bad drops as well.
Cade Otton 5 for 65 and a touchdown. Rashad White added a touchdown through the air.
Yeah, Cade Otton's the guy to look for in dynasty leagues. I mean, the past 2 games in the playoffs, very heavily targeted, very much involved in touchdowns in both games. So
Especially if Baker's back, Reagan,
Yeah.
because Baker loves targeting his tight ends.
yeah, I mean,
that's a
it
known
seems
thing.
like he's the number 2 option right now. I mean, Godwin's just not a factor with Baker, but we'll see. A lot of things will change in the offseason there.
Last but not least, Josh Allen falls short yet again to Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, 27 to 24. Mahomes 17 of 23 for 215 and 2 touchdowns, a 131 passer rating. That is a phenomenal game. That is very efficient.
Yep.
Did what he needed to do.
Patrick Mahomes at the end of the day, man.
Yep.
For those who rode the plus 4,400 on Josh Allen to score a first touchdown in the Super Bowl, I apologize. Because I did ride it and I lost.
That's a heartbreaker, my friend.
I mean, I'm not shocked because at the end of the day, like you
After
can't,
the
you can't
Steel-
fade Patrick.
After the Steelers win, though, he did drop down to plus 2,200, so I'd call myself a shark.
Cash out?
Definitely not.
Yeah, fair enough.
That's fine. Isaiah Pacheco, 15 for 97 and a touchdown. Man, he was running hard. It was tough to bring Pacheco down. I mean, he's going to have a big game against Baltimore for
Yeah.
Kansas City to pull it out, I think. Kelsey, 5 for 75 and 2 touchdowns. His first touchdown in what? 10? He had 1 touchdown in the prior 10 weeks.
Tay-Tay.
Then he gives Tay-Tay a heart. God, they're so cringe, but it's
Hey,
all
no,
right.
Jason Kelsey was going. That was so
Yeah,
funny.
Kelsey
I've
was
seen him.
going nuts, man.
I was
Chugging
loving that. Seeing
beers,
him
shirt
reminded
off.
me of our good buddy Huff.
Yeah, right.
As an
Got
Eagles
hanging out.
fan, are you upset with him wearing the Chiefs gear, or like, is it just?
If you're upset about that,
No, I don't.
you're
think they would
fucking
be.
soft. I'm sorry. Like
You're
the
soft.
guy's having a good time supporting his brother, dude. Like grow the fuck up. He's drinking beers. He's a grown ass man. Like if that offends you, like grow the fuck up. You know
It
what I mean?
offends me. You're gonna tell me to grow up?
Yeah, dude. Talking right to you. MVS 2 for 62. Rashi 4 for 47.
Rashi.
Wow, man. Patrick Mahomes gets it done. 6 years as a starting quarterback. 6 years in the AFC Championship.
Yeah, I think we have our new Brady. Safe to say. I mean, it's just crazy that as a Jet fan, it was just like expected that Brady would be in the AFC Championship game, Super Bowl every year. Now it seems like Mahomes is just that guy.
Mahomes is that guy. And
He's
what's
that
crazy
dog.
with this game,
And
The Bills outgained the Chiefs. The time of possession was 37 minutes for the Bills compared to 23 for the Chiefs. Bills had more first downs. They were better on third down. They were more efficient in the red zone.
Didn't even turn the ball over.
They won the turnover battle.
I mean, I guess you could call that whole DeMar Hamlin play a turnover, but still.
They won the turnover battle. All of those categories, and Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs still get it done.
Now, is Sean McDermott going to get fired?
No. With the streak they went on to end the season, when they caught fire, I don't think so.
But also, it's like, it's been a lot of years, and they have not even they haven't been to the Super Bowl yet.
I know. I think he has another year.
I know. It's got to be getting to that point. That seat's got to be heating up, though, dude.
Reagan, it almost reminds me a little bit of Andy Reid with the Eagles. Where,
because
you knew he's a good coach. They just, couldn't get over the hump, and you almost need, a fresh start. You know what I mean? It could be something like that. Because McDermott's still a good coach. If he got let go by the Bills, he'd get a job pretty soon, I feel like.
McDermott? 100%.
Yeah.
I think he would definitely. And I think that's why we haven't seen more hirings yet, because I think a lot of teams are still waiting for all the dominoes to fall.
As long as he fixes his pregame speeches about 9/11.
Yeah, that's
that's
definitely something that might need to be fixed.
That was almost a fireball offense within itself.
Yeah.
For the Bills in this one, Allen 26 of 39 for 186 and a touchdown, added 72 yards and 2 touchdowns on the ground. James Cook 18 for 61. Kincaid leading receiver 5 for 45. Shakir had 44. Really want to highlight Stephon Diggs 3 for 21.
Yeah, hell of a game for Kincaid. I mean, I hope you guys took him over Raheem Mostert in your fantasy leagues, like Colin said.
Yeah, baby. James Cook. No. Sorry. Stephon Diggs, 3 for 21, Reagan. Is he fuming right now? Do you think he wants out? I think he's going to want out, man.
I don't know. I'd imagine, but there's so many dominoes that are going to fall with this team. It's going to be interesting.
You should have caught that deep ball.
3 catches on 8 targets, man. He had 21 yards.
It's definitely one of those things where it's going to be one of the more interesting teams to see what happens in this offseason.
That throw by Allen was stupid,
A lot of moves are going to happen.
60 yards down the field. Would have changed the entire game.
But, classic Buffalo ways. They got
classic
eliminated.
Buffalo. They missed the field goal, and they fall short, man. It's tough.
Love it. I love it.
Now, Patrick Mahomes 9-1-1 against the spread as an underdog in the playoffs. I don't know, man.
So,
do you take the Chiefs this weekend?
I know, I am.
I think I might, too. I don't know.
I can't fade him. I can't fade him.
What's the spread? What's the spread?
3.5.
3.5. Yeah.
Disrespectful.
The disrespect.
Should have never gave him that half a point. I'm taking Chiefs plus.
Honestly, I hope it's going to be interesting because
I don't want to root for the Chiefs though.
I
don't want to root for the Chiefs.
I'm going to wait for the dominoes to fall.
You just said though, Patrick. I hate the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes.
I know. Absolutely.
I'm going to wait for the dominoes to fall. You have to let me know what you're going to take, and I'm going to take the opposite. Because if you take the Chiefs, that means the Ravens are gonna be fired up and be like, "Yo, he disrespected us." Like,
I'll be like,
you can't my boy took my boy said I was gonna be the MVP, and then the rest of them be like, "Yo, like this guy said we were gonna win the division, and this is how he repays us."
Yeah, but the Super Bowl graphic has purple in it, so the Ravens are gonna win.
Oh
no.
Well, speaking of that, you guys like that narrative because guess what next year's colors are? Green and purple. Jet green, Minnesota purple.
Jets Vikings Super Bowl next year confirmed.
What else is it green? Oh, Packers.
No, it was Jet green, not Packer green. Yeah.
He knows which green it was. It can't be Packers Ravens. It's got to be Vikings Jets.
It was the Jet green.
It can't be Eagles?
No, it was Jet green.
You know as a fact.
I know. I was all over Jets TikTok, man. Of course
My boy knows his greens.
I can see the Vikings low key next year.
I just cannot.
That's the one you could low key see, not the Jets.
Absolutely not. Give me a hot take, Bell. I'm gonna take the Vikings. Not to win the Super Bowl, but to get there.
They get to the Super Bowl.
Well, I mean,
we don't even know their quarterback's going to be.
The Vikings are still.
The Vikings are going to be the worst team in their division next year.
Yeah, the Vikings.
I'm telling you that right now. The Bears, with all that talent.
Yeah, they are going to be the worst team in the division next year.
I mean, that could be a division
also.
also.
Do you want to do a handshake bet?
What does that mean?
Whatever the over-under season-long record is for the Bears.
What's the punishment?
I'll take the under.
You want to flip now, huh?
Wait, what?
I'd go Bears over next year.
The Bear. The Bear. Oh, no, I thought you were saying the Vikings. I'm like, bro, you said you could see them in the Super Bowl.
Early prediction.
All right, what's the bet?
It's going to be 8.5.
Ski down a double block.
Yeah.
No.
I think it's going to be 8.5.
Backwards.
It's going to be 8.5.
So what's the punishment?
Shave our heads.
Mine's
halfway there.
Yeah, with my dad's hairline, I'll probably be in the same boat.
I'm not shaking right now. No. I already made one bet with you this season, and I'm done.
Yeah, me and Drock do have a handshake bet on how many rings I will win in our Dynasty League. He said I would win under. He said I would win under 2. I already have 1 year into the bet.
Wait, how long does the bet last?
5 years.
So
2 and 5 years.
You can't win in the next 4 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, so and it helps when you have kids like Drock in the league to make it a lot easier.
Yeah.
It helps that 4 of the 12 teams just have no potential path to victory for the next decade. Just out of it.
Yeah.
So really narrowed the field.
Yeah, and we competitive league. Gerald Everett for first. We're competitive.
We're competitive.
We're competitive.
Yeah.
All right, guys, that wraps up this pod. We'll be back later this week to break down the championship weekend. We'll see you.